What's good, Griff113 here back in today, and today, guys, we are here with the 2019 Ford Ranger Raptor, and honestly, guys, this thing is pretty badass, and of course, it just was made available today, as well as the Chevrolet Colorado ZR2. And what we're going to be doing is putting these two behemoths together in a Ford vs. Chevy deathmatch. We are going to see which of these trucks is the best. Is it going to be the Ford Ranger Raptor, which is brand new, or will it be the defending champion in the form of the Chevrolet Colorado ZR2? Now, taking a closer look at these cars, it looks like the Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 has a definite advantage over the 2019 Ford Raptor, as the Colorado ZR2 currently has a PI ranking of C598, where the Ranger Raptor is stuck 100 points lower at D498. We are going to test both of these trucks stock, but we're also going to give them a nice upgrade to A-Class and see which one of them better performs there. So taking a deeper look into these two cars, the Ford Ranger Raptor has a 2-liter bi-turbo diesel, while the Colorado ZR2 that we have in the game has a 3.6-liter V6. Now, the V6 does produce significantly more horsepower at 308 horsepower compared to the Ford Ranger Raptor's measly 211, but the Ranger does make up for that with its torque at 368 pound-feet of torque compared to the Colorado's measly 275 pound-feet of torque. However, though, the Colorado is also equipped with a 2.8-liter turbo diesel as well as an option, which produces only 186 horsepower, but does produce significantly more torque. Weight-wise, the Colorado also takes an advantage, weighing in at 4,734 pounds, merely 400 pounds less than the Ranger Raptor, coming in at a fattening 5,141 pounds. The Colorado is also slightly cheaper at $42,000 US, while the Ranger Raptor, compared to the other markets, because it currently is not available in the US market, comes in at a staggering $45,000 US. But now that we've taken a look at both of these cars, let's go ahead and pit them against each other. So we are going to start off with the Ford Ranger Raptor, and we're going to see how this truck compares to the Colorado on a simple road racing circuit. We are currently here at the Festival Racing Circuit, and we're going to see how this Ranger Raptor does. We are in the new class-based Rivals feature that was just introduced this week, so we are going to only do one lap of each vehicle and see how they compare. So this Ranger Raptor, it does feel very top-heavy. As we go through these corners, it honestly feels like it kind of wants to tip over just a little bit, but the Fox body suspension is helping it significantly, keeping it flat on the ground, as it does share the same suspension as the regular Ford F-150 Raptor. But here we come across the line. Let us see what our time will be, which is going to be a 53.887. Next up, we have the ZR2, which is lighter by 400 pounds and does have almost 100 more horsepower than the Ranger Raptor. First thing that I am noticing is the suspension is a little bit stiffer here on the Colorado. It feels more like it is tuned for the racetrack than the Ranger Raptor did. This vehicle, honestly, I feel a little bit more confident going through some of these corners than I did with the Ranger Raptor. I felt the Ranger Raptor kept wanting to roll over on me, while this car feels much tighter. It feels more confident boosting, per se. I guess that's how I'll put it. But here we go around the last corner. What time are we going to set? It looks like it is going to be a good one. 49.917. Unfortunately, though, I didn't beat my rival, so we didn't get that thing to pop up. But yeah, not too shabby. Not too shabby. So now we're moving on into the dirt racing section. We've got the Ranger back on deck. Will it be able to beat the Colorado on the dirt? This vehicle does have the very, very expensive Fox Racing struts, as well. It's basically the same suspension as a Ford Raptor. Honestly, this vehicle should be able to do quite well here, as it does have significantly more torque than the Chevrolet Colorado. It is still lower on power though, so of course the get up and go of this vehicle is a little bit questionable. As we come around this corner, you'll actually notice that we're having to drop gears quite a bit just to get through there. The tail is not getting any happy action going through it. It is staying stiff and firm. Although I will say on the dirt, the suspension of the Ford Ranger Raptor does make me feel fairly confident. It was a very nice, smooth ride. It didn't really seem to vibrate in the controller at all. It was actually quite pleasant, to be honest. But here we go. We are coming up to the last corner, and the finish line should just be right here. What time are we going to set? It's not looking too great. A 1:15.175. Up next, we're back in the ZR2. How will the stiffer suspension in the ZR2 handle the dirt? Plus, as well, with it having more power and being lighter, is that going to be able to make up for the lack of torque that this vehicle has compared to the Ranger Raptor? I can already tell just going through these corners that the Colorado is significantly faster, as we were actually just able to get air off of that bump right there. I don't believe that we got too much air off of it with the Ranger Raptor. However, though, going through that corner, the stiffer suspension definitely made itself aware. As we come through this one, we are actually sitting in third gear. We are in a lower gear than what we were in the Ranger Raptor, and we actually had to gear up instead of gearing down going through that corner. Here we go across this corner. Not too bad. We are back on the road where the Colorado has a significant advantage over the Ranger Raptor. And we move on into our last corner. Will we take it flat out? Yes, we will. Not too shabby. Ooh, this time is looking halfway decent. We scored a 108.802. So it looks like the Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 in a stock competition comes out on top compared to the Ford Ranger Raptor. With a time on the road circuit 4 seconds faster than the Ranger, and on the dirt a whole 7 seconds faster, it honestly was not really too much of a surprise. The Colorado ZR2 is 100 PI better than the Ranger Raptor. It is lighter weight and has more power. These things are not shocking. On paper, it basically says the Colorado ZR2 will win in a dogfight. But now, what if we make the cars comparable? What if we upgrade the Colorado ZR2 and the Ford Ranger Raptor under similar situations and see how they compete in A-Class? So now we've got both cars upgraded to A-Class, but let's go ahead and take a look at their stats. So starting things off, we have the Chevrolet Colorado ZR2, which now has 581 horsepower and just about doubled its torque figure to 460 pound-feet of torque. The Ranger Raptor, on the other hand, is a little bit lower on horsepower at 532. It's about 50 horsepower less than the Colorado ZR2, but when it comes to torque, the Ranger Raptor has tripled its figure to 931 pound-feet of torque. Both of them weigh fairly close to each other, with the Colorado coming in at 4,029 pounds and the Ranger Raptor at 4,221. Now, you guys will actually notice by taking a look at this, we tried to keep it as close as possible. They both have the same wheels, they have the same tires. As well, I tried to go ahead and throw some of the cosmetic upgrades on it. Unfortunately, with the Ranger Raptor, all it gets is this crappy little bar that you guys saw at the beginning of the video. And then the Colorado ZR2, of course, gets all these freaking cool lights and all that sort of stuff. However, though, I did decide to keep the beds open. I didn't want them to have that spare tire in there. Honestly, in my opinion, that thing is just way too much. But right now, let's go ahead and see what the Ranger Raptor can do on the road. Alright, so here we go. We've got our Ranger Raptor out here ready to go. I will say right off the bat, it is definitely a lot faster from that D-Class counterpart that it had. Oh man, though, it's also handling these corners very fluidly. I like it. I like it a lot. You know, the suspension on this has definitely improved significantly for at least the road driving. The thing is, though, is it does feel like a truck right there. I was wondering where that was. It felt kind of light at first, but then all of a sudden it got very, very heavy. The other thing is, though, is this thing is rocking the same motor as it did from the start. So this still has the 2-liter bi-turbo diesel. Now we just went across the line in 43.410. And we're off with the Colorado ZR2. Now this also has the same 3.6-liter V6 that it was in the stock car. Now the thing is, though, is it has been supercharged in order to bring it up to A-class and keep the stock motor. Now the thing is, the Colorado ZR2 is still lighter and more powerful than the Ranger Raptor. So theoretically, this should do a little bit better. I can tell that this car does have that more power. That 50 horsepower does make a lot. Although I will say this lap that we are on right now is not going too great. We've gone wide on several corners and across the line in a new record of 42.576. Wow! Wow, that is a lot faster than I was expecting compared to the Ranger Raptor. The Ranger Raptor had a time of 43.4, so this is 0.9 seconds faster. They have definitely closed the gap between each other, but man, that is still a lot faster than I was expecting. So now we are moving on into the dirt section of A-Class with the Ford Ranger Raptor. Will it be able to outcompete the Colorado? As we did see, they are pretty closely matched in road racing, but how will they do when it comes to the dirt? Now the Colorado does have about twice as much torque as the Colorado does. Or did I just say the Colorado does? I meant the Ranger Raptor. This Ranger Raptor has twice as much torque as the Colorado. Hopefully that'll actually give it an advantage here on the dirt. But the thing is, though, is horsepower is how fast you go, and torque is how far you take the wall with you when you hit it. So I'm wondering if it really does have any play here at all, because we're not hauling anything. We're not hauling anything, but it really is kind of how well we actually can keep our speed versus, you know, actually get up to speed. So here we go. That is the last corner. We are coming up here to the finish line. What are we going to do it in? We do it in 101.929. And we are into our final race with the Chevrolet Colorado ZR2. Will this be able to sweep the Ford Ranger Raptor, or will the Ranger Raptor overcome it in the final stretch on the dirt where it all matters? Now, I probably should have been changing gears right there, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going ahead, doing these one at a time, and hopefully we'll see who the victor is. So, I do have a feeling, though, that this Colorado does feel a little bit faster than that Ranger Raptor. Again, that 50 horsepower is definitely making a difference. Oh, we should not have been dropped down into first gear there. That's not good. All right, come on. Here we go. Across this corner. Let's see. Oh, boy. Here we go. This is the second straightaway from the finale. What are we going to see? What is going to be the result? Leave your comment down below. Who is going to win? Will it be the Colorado or the Ranger Raptor? And it is actually the Chevrolet Colorado with a 1 minute .6. A 1 minute .060. Oh my gosh. The Colorado has done it. The Colorado has beaten the Ranger Raptor. So there it is, boys and girls. The Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 takes home the gold. And I could not be more proud of my little Chevy. Oh, you guys know me. I'm a Chevy boy. I got my Silverado. I almost bought a Colorado. But honestly, I could not be more proud of it. I honestly thought that the Ranger Raptor had it. I seriously thought this Raptor was going to just wipe the floor with the Colorado. I didn't think it had a chance in hell. But it proved me wrong. It really, really did. And I could not be prouder. Oh, that little Colorado makes me so happy. It really, really does. Now, I am curious, though. What would happen if we put a V6 into the Ranger Raptor and tested it out against the Colorado again? We're probably not going to ever do that, but it does got my curiosity sparked. It's got my curiosity sparked there. Maybe I'll do it off camera and I will show you the results then. But yeah, I'm excited. The Colorado did it. I really and truly am. So anyway, though, that's where we're going to go and wrap things up for today. Leave a comment down below and let me know which car do you prefer? The Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 or the Ford Ranger Raptor? You already know my answer, of course, it is the Colorado ZR2. But when I sit here and think about it, at the end of the day, I think I would rather have a Toyota Tacoma. And on that bombshell, that's again where we're going to wrap things up. If you guys want to, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at twitter.com/Gurf413 and Instagram.com/Gurf413. As well, if you guys like this video, go make sure that like button down below for us because you guys already know your support is so greatly appreciated. And make sure to subscribe for more videos coming out all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.